Hello everyone. Sorry here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm playing with Spellbinders today. This is the large die of the month for June of 2023, and I absolutely love this die. Immediately when I saw it, I purchased it. I just love the whale, the whole bottle. And I'm just showing you, like, for the card base, you can easily make it a fold. I'm going to try it next time. Instead of doing the top fold, I'm going to do the side fold and give that a try. I think that'd be a little bit more sturdy, just because at the top there is a slit, and when you do a top fold, it kind of makes it a little bit weak. So keep that in mind. But I just wanted to play around with this die set. I'm actually going to follow the sketch quite closely because that's the reason I bought the die in the first place, because I was really attracted to what their design look like. So this video is pretty much just showing you all the pieces and showing you how I put it together, but I changed the colors up a bit. I have this cardstock, I believe, from Simon Says, and it's this really dark orange, almost spicy orange, and I thought it looked amazing on this navy blue. And so I decided to kind of create a Somerset type design. And as you can see, it's very simple put together. All these layers actually line up on top of each other. You can easily look at the little pamphlet that comes with it. It shows you how everything goes, but you can see that it just lines up on top of each other perfectly, and so that there's no guesswork here. It's pretty easy. And I love these waves, and I love the different layers. The one thing I would say was the challenge was trying to find enough cardstock colors that coordinated well for the different layers. For example, if you look at the waves alone, there are 4 different colors, and then you have 3 colors in the background for the sky, the water, and then the bottom of the bottle. And then you have another color for the actual glass itself. You could do the glass white. That is a possibility, but I kind of wanted to work with something that looked more like actual glass, so that's why I chose this light blue. And then I just incorporated that as one of the waves in the top there. Then, of course, then you have your whale with different pieces. The whale, I actually took an extra step. Well, actually 2 extra steps. So I cut it in the gray, white, and the orange. And then the gray and the white are the same die, but I cut the bottom off so that when I put the orange on top of it, you can now see the white specks shining through. That's actually not gray, it actually is white. And then I added a piece of black cardstock just behind the mouth, and that's just so you can't see the background behind it. In this case, it probably wouldn't be too bad since it is a dark blue background, but it does look a little bit more polished when you do that. The next thing I'm doing is creating my seaweed, and to do this I cut the seaweed in 2 shades of green, and I just cut them multiple times. I actually cut more than I needed, and that's just a nice way of making sure that you don't have to go back and cut some more if you realize you want like really long seaweed, or you just want to start playing around with different combinations. So what I'm typically doing is alternating between the light and the dark. That's just so that you can kind of get that idea like it's twisting in the water. But you can always just stick to one color, or you can just do whatever you would like, or even change up the colors. You do not have to have green. There's no rules saying you have to stick to the colors. For example, I have this awesome orange whale, and I personally have never seen one, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And it just makes for really fun, unique cards when you just get a little creative with your colors. Now I'm just continuing with the scene. Like I said earlier, this is the design that was part of the instructions. And so I really want to make sure that I'm not taking credit for this design. Although the kit or the die of the month is specifically meant to create this card, but if you let your imagination soar, or just actually go on YouTube and watch what other people have created, you can see there are some really cool ideas with just this whale, and of course all the other little dies that come with it. Now that now all the layers are starting to pile up, I'm bringing in the foam tape. This is a very thin foam tape. I believe it's like 1/16 of an inch. But I just want to lift it a little bit because if you start gluing these down, it's not going to look bad because my cardstock actually is pretty thick. It will potentially start warping, lifting and not being perfectly straight. If you use some foam tape or even some scrap cardstock, then you can get a nice flat layer. And then there we go. Now you will notice that that seaweed is going to float there because I did not glue it down. That is totally fine by me. I like the layers. But if you want to make sure it never catches, then you can always glue that down. If you do glue it down, it does kind of lose the effect of it being in front because it's being pressed down, but it's not the end of the world, obviously. You could do whatever you'd like. Now to start finishing off the waves, I did realize I made a mistake. That little light peach color in the bottom right, it wasn't supposed to be glued down yet because this white one is actually going to cover it up. So I will actually have to redo that. It actually turned out to be okay because now when I stack that, it's actually all flat. I think that when you're creating this design, there's actually supposed to be left open there. You'll see what I mean. I'm kind of hovering, putting it over, and I kind of get confused at first because I had already glued it down. But there we go. So I put it over, but because all the waves are there, it's actually flush. So I've cut another one out and I'm just going to glue it on top as it's supposed to be. I know that's a mouthful of words and you probably may have not understood what I was saying, but essentially I think I made a mistake, but it worked out in the end. So all is good. Now I'm just finishing off with adding the extra little pieces for the bottle and the cork that goes inside of it. I'm not going to worry about the tag that comes with it. I'm not worrying about the sign. There's a bunch of other little pieces that you can use, but I'm going to keep it just to this, and I'm very happy with it. I think as of this recording, this die is actually still available. I will link it down below. I love it. I really do. And it's so much fun to put together. I really like how sometimes just getting away from stamping and just cutting a bunch of shapes and gluing them together. I love paper piecing, so this is kind of similar to that. I really, really like it. And I think if you like paper piecing or you just like gluing some pieces, it's like almost like a puzzle. I think you'll enjoy this too. Now I'm actually just going to add some seagulls. The stamp and these little embellishments are actually from the Concord 9th class that I took earlier. It was the camp. I can't remember the exact name, but it was the summer camp. And so I'm just adding these on. I thought that'd be a nice little addition. And of course the glue will dry clear, so you won't see all that whiteness in the end. So that's it. That's this card. I really, really enjoyed it. I will see if I can make some more out of this. But it is June, so the longer I wait, the higher chance that this die will sell out. But anyways, I do hope that you enjoyed this. I really love this die set. It's really, really awesome, and I just can't wait to see what else can be created with it. So until the next time, I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful week, and I'll catch you later. Bye.